Hey, hello again. It's been a little bit. About 9 days, in fact, 9 or 10. Um, we're just back on, and yeah, more city building, all that kind of. Well, not really city building today. We're just gonna take it a little easy, just kind of back up again. But I've been on vacation. Well, not really vacation. I've been back home visiting my mom. That's pretty much been it. So that's where I've been for a while. I just got back in town today, and yeah, it's been pretty cool. So now I'm back, ready to play some funny block game and probably get some of the simpler things done, like getting some of the terraforming put back into place and getting all my tools fixed back up again and things of that nature. But just as a current recap, we are on day 693. We're nearing that day 700. Excuse me, we're nearing day 700. All of our farms are still running very smoothly, as we can see if we hit F3 and B up there. See our minecarts up, and then we got our iron farm, manual shulker farm. Way in the back, we got our gunpowder farm. Last episode, before I left about 10 days ago, we went ahead and completely redid the woodcutter's house, and now it actually looks tolerable. I think today we'll switch out the roof, as I've talked about before, with the deep slate tile or stone brick variants. Walls will be cobblestone, but I want the roof to be different. And then we'll get some more dirt underneath here for the landscaping and whatnot, and we need to kind of go around some other parts and figure some other stuff out. But I think we're good to kind of do a little bit of terraforming, maybe get some work done inside of there. Um, but we've got a good sizable chunk of the houses done for everywhere, so there's not a whole bunch to really say or do, honestly, other than just do stuff. Um, yeah, it's just been kind of interesting. We might do just a little more like not really silly stuff, but just stuff that I've been holding off on for a while, like turning all these into boxes or reorganizing a ton of stuff. And maybe doing some stuff with this storage or something to that effect. We got a little tree farm here, and I've also, while I've been gone, I've been thinking about other projects I'd like to do because the sphere, as I've mentioned in the past, is on a hiatus for the moment because I want Swift Sneak. I just, out of raw spite and also being extremely tired of building the damn thing, I'm waiting for Swift Sneak to appear so I can install like 4 swiftness, like speed 2 beacons that can go around the whole perimeter of it. And then with Swift Sneak 3, and then like those speed potions that I'll have, I should be able to like really crank out like a lot of stuff for it. That is quite a hefty amount of lag. Huh. I've not had that happen in a while. But yeah, as I've said, Sphere's on temporary hiatus until I feel like actually doing stuff again, and I will feel like doing stuff again when Swift Sneak comes out. So one of the first things we're going to be doing when 1.19 drops is we're going to beeline, and I mean we're going to absolutely book it and just speed run for an ancient city and try and get a hold of some of those things. So I won't get a recovery compass just to flex, even though it literally does nothing for me as a person in hardcore. Which is fine. I really don't mind personally. I just think it's kind of be funny to have at the very least. But yeah, it ought to be pretty cool. So looking forward to it. We're gonna get our elytra fixed up with our shovel, I guess. Here, about time I took care of this stuff. I'm still considering building an actual proper XP farm. But otherwise, I don't know what. It probably would be a guardian farm to be perfectly honest. But Enderman farms are easier to set up. But I mean, even then, I don't know. Like, I vehemently do not like Enderman farms just out of spite because I don't know. I don't really vibe with them. To me, the risk and reward just isn't worth it. Like, if I want to go get XP or Ender Pearls, I'll just go do anything else that I could. But, no, we will be building an XP farm at some point, like an actual proper one. This has been a very good stopgap, and the raid farm is also there, and it's also very good to be perfectly honest, but I want something that's like hella quick. But either way, not like it matters too much, I suppose. Yeah, it is good to be back and just doing stuff again. It's been a little while. But I had fun, you know, went out on a boat to go fishing with my mom and all that, and I ended up getting seasick because oops. And that was an issue the whole time. Did not know that. All mainly because I ate a sandwich right before leaving, and I don't think I was really supposed to have like food on the way out there. And then with it being a smaller boat, you'd feel it a lot more. So I kind of screwed myself by accident. Oops. Oh well. Not too big of a deal. Oh, that's all of our tools fixed. We need to go drop off some stuff and double check some of our reserve tools because I haven't checked on those in a while. Some things. I think today is one of our little smaller projects. Is we'll probably because we have the gunpowder for it and I can go get the sand like no problem. We'll probably go ahead and break bedrock up on the roof today. So that way I just have easy access there, so I don't have to worry about that in the future. But that's then. This is and we're done. Okay, nope, we're good. Don't need to do nothing. That's negligible. Yep, alrighty. So we're just gonna go ahead and head back and just yeah, okay. We got everything fixed up. That was really quick. I thought that was gonna take a lot longer to be perfectly honest, but alright by me. But yeah, it turns out they offer very cheap bus tickets to where I need to go for like $16, so I'm gonna be visiting a lot more often nowadays. In fact, the next time I visit is in about 2 weeks, and then another 2 weeks after that. So they won't be for nearly as long as a break or nothing, but it's just something to mention and kind of keep in mind in the future, I guess. Still looking pretty good though, even though we don't have enough of the buildings in place yet. But I'm still pretty happy with it. Now I've done some thinking too. I'm almost certainly going to get rid of the water top up here. While I think it is cool and I don't dislike it, I just think it would be better to have like some kind of building up here, and then I can put a lightning rod up here or whatever. And then, you know, farm. We need to do these beach houses, all that kind of stuff. And one other thing I'd like to do is underground and all of the actual like, you know, cardinal directions. I want nice boat tunnel that goes underground. It can go all the way out to that spruce forest. One that goes all the way over to that birch. One that just goes in this direction until I feel like I don't want it to go in that direction, and then one that just kind of goes back over to that other side of the beach or by the gunpowder farm. That when I have it kind of be like a metro thing or whatever, where I should be able to like kind of just pop around. Well, it's not really a necessity to be perfectly honest, but it's really not too big of a deal. But there, if I don't end up doing that, which I honestly probably won't, now that I'm actually saying it out loud and thinking about it just a little bit more. What I do want to do is, you know, we got a big island, and inevitably we're going to run out of space up here before things start getting like too cramped. I want them to have, I want them to have, you know, room to do stuff up here, but I also want it to not be like too spaced apart, but I can't have it be too cluttered either, you know. 'Cause I do want villagers to actually be able to walk up and down and around here, and not get caught on each other or blocks and all. So all this stuff has been very specific for a long time, and it's been cool to help me practice. Like I've gotten better at building like roofs on curved things in general. I'm getting better at planning ahead and you know things like that, and like actually marking stuff out. And it's been great. And once it's all done, and assuming 1.19 isn't out at that time, what I'm thinking about doing, and it's going to be another one of those wacky, crazy me projects where I waste a bunch of time doing something that reasonably does not really need to be wasted, but whole thing under this whole island, digging a cave, right? There are already natural caves under there, but they're out by like the middle of the deep slate layers, so it's kind of negligible. But I want to hollow some huge thing out under here and put like an actual like whole like proper like city under here. Like I'm talking like you know like Italy or like Assassin's Creed kind of shit in terms of just you know you got your larger buildings, you got your medium buildings, you got your small buildings, your really small buildings, but everything's all kind of clustered together and like back alley kind of stuff everywhere because it's just dense. We don't have to have anything living down there. I can later if I want, but I just think it'd be really funny and cool to just have like a whole nother like city under here, you know. Just because I gotta have something to do while I'm still waiting for Swift Sneak, and I think it's a project. I can always go work on a gold farm, but farm schmarm, everyone's seen those before. But I digress. We'll figure it out. I think it'll be cool. I still have to like actually think about it and plan it out a little bit more, but I think it could be a idea to get a whole nother city just underground, like completely underground. It's a massive damn city too, not some like no cutting corners with it in terms of size and scale. Like it's gonna be a properly huge. I think it could be really cool. And it'd be good practice too, working with like a huge empty, like open, like a huge open space, but in an enclosed area, because it'd be probably like pretty much the whole way across the island, more or less, and like maybe about 100 blocks deep. And that's a lot of land. That's a lot of area to work with. And if I can fill that thing up pretty reasonably, that's going to be great practice for the thing that's going to be like more than 8 times the size or some shit. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'd be interesting. But anyways, let's go ahead and pop on over to our iron farm, our shulker farm, and our gunpowder farm, do our little daily checks that we do to make sure everything's all running proper. Everything is in fact running proper. That's pretty cool. It's a nice chunk of iron. We built a little bit of backup storage not too long ago, so that should help with the inevitable overflowing problem that's going to happen when I ignore this thing for a couple of days or weeks or months, maybe an entire year, who knows. But anyways, let's go ahead and check on the shulker shell farm. See what we got going on in here. Oh, we did empty it out last time, by the way, which is why there's pretty much nothing in there, but it's just 8. That's a fair amount anyways, especially considering we've already got 16 stacks, was it, right? I want to expand these. I want to expand this out more storage-wise because I don't think there's enough storage for what I. No, just kidding. I lied. That's alright. I did do that, didn't I? And again, it's all hoppers under here, but yeah, this is a very reasonable amount of storage. We don't really need to expand this out too much more. And we get the odd bone and arrow every now and then, but mostly just string and gunpowder, and we get a hell of a lot of it. So. This will be one of the bigger areas we're gonna have to work on, and same with the castle. So we'll probably save these for like last or just after I've kind of like enjoyed like my break for a little bit too. But yeah, as I was talking about today, let's just go ahead and get some basic terraforming done under here. It's nothing really too major. Probably won't take more than I don't know 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 hours. I don't know. I don't remember, but. Close enough. What's the difference at this point, right? But anyways, dirt. We need it. We need it to connect up this land and all that. And that's pretty much it, honestly. So let's just go get some dirt and just kind of hop to it. We'll probably use some sand and whatnot too, but I don't need to think about that too much right now. Here we go. It should be enough dirt. And I don't think we have any phantoms out or nothing, so we should be fine. We need to go around the edge with fences to kind of highlight the thing better in the near future, but yeah, we'll get rid of the water, put another house up there. And we need to do some stuff here on this like grassy part, not the sand part, the grass part later on, so we'll worry about that. But we still got a hell of a lot to do here, and that's, again, we haven't even touched this sphere in a couple of weeks now, which is fine. I mean, I worked on it a lot for what it was worth, and I still do plan on finishing it, but I mean, seriously, if you've ever tried to do something like long and monotonous, even for a couple days, it can get burned out. So imagine doing it for like entire months straight. I haven't done yet, but I was actually like legitimately planning on it, and I had it scheduled out and everything. But without that Swift Sneak, man, it's just really not worth it, to be perfectly honest. It's too much of a pain in the ass to do. But regardless of that, we don't need to worry about that for now. Let's just go ahead and get some of this set up. I also would like to use some of this stuff later on as well, since we're just building over empty space pretty much. So we'll probably redo something in here to be like an aquatic thing or whatever. So I'll put a conduit in place, something like. Conduits don't affect villagers, I think, which kind of stinks, but at the same time, I don't really mind. I would have like tried to make like an underwater village, but I don't know how well that could have worked out. But all we're doing for right now is just kind of connecting up our dirt where we've already laid it out and all that kind of stuff, and we'll do a bunch of the sloping and whatnot later. We just need some kind of basic foundation for now, just to get everything. Oh my god, resurface for air. Like everything's still running pretty well. I don't know if I'm gonna have any more like automatic farms within this area because I feel like I've already got too many, and then also I don't think there's even a whole bunch more I could like reasonably put in anyways. You know, there's just not a lot left for me to do here in terms of farms. Like I will still be building farms in the near future. I just don't want to do it now. But it's good to build a farm here and there because it helps me out later down the line, and then it's also something just good. Oh, if I wanted an XP farm, I could probably build a like a pigman farm because, you know, why not? Zombie pigman farm. Because I need gold anyways, and then, you know, I think the XP thing is still a thing for now, and even if they get rid of it, there are modified versions that still let you to like keep the XP at a cost of efficiency or whatever, so considering how efficient the damn things are already, I don't really lose a little bit efficiency. Yeah, nothing's really happened this past week. I just kind of been taking it easy and enjoying my time off, so it's been nice to just rest up a little bit, not really have to think about nothing. Also, give me a second here. Gotta do something really quickly. But a little bit before I left, I was actually getting good at drawing, believe it or not. I'm not drawing a whole bunch, and it's a little weird because I don't actually have a drawing tablet or pen or nothing. But I'm actually about to fix that because my laptop that I have is also like a you know, touchscreen, and it's got a stylus with it and everything. That'll be cool. I had to order a quadruple A batteries because, well, you know, no one fucking sells them on account of them not actually being real. So, you know, yeah, they are real, but like, come on, there's no way they're actually real, you know. But either way, I've been getting good at drawing with a mouse and like trying to figure out how to use like Krita, which is just Photoshop, but like for free pretty much, not sponsored, etc. But you know, it's been nice. I used to like drawing as a kid, but you know, I just was like, oh, I'll learn how to draw later, and then I was like, huh, you know, it is later now. Also, I want to have something to do, and I think it just would be funny, so I'm getting good at kind of drawing, or at least drawn from reference. Like I was just tracing at first just to kind of get used to like, you know, using the tools on there and all that kind of stuff. And now I'm starting to like get better at drawing like a little bit more freehand and drawing with a reference image on its own separate thing. So like I can copy it without tracing it, which I know it's not very impressive or whatever, but it's a start. And I'm getting more and more familiar with the actual tools, and you know, I'm getting pretty close to being able to draw my own stuff without having to like either trace or like copy from like an existing source. So, like a couple of weeks ago, I made an unholy abomination. It was a cross between a Charmander and a Squirtle, and I called it Chartle. And wow, that's never ever been done before. Nope, totally not. It was very funny, and also a hate crime, but not important. Oh, was that me swimming? I guess it was. I'll have to put some more sea pickles down for some lighting. I'll have to get rid of this moss cobble. We've nearly got the main foundation here of all of our stuff, so all we have to do is just do some basic sloping as we've done in the past on the other side of this island with the other like actual sand beaches. And then, wow, that is a very annoying time to run out of dirt, huh? But we just have to do some basic sloping here again, and we should be good to go. Been kind of weird though how I haven't really seen like any drowns around here. I could have sworn they like spawned around this area or something, you know, with it either being a river or an ocean. I just haven't seen any. I mean, hey, I'll take it. It's just been kind of weird. Oh, and the reason this is set up like this is when I inevitably bring in villagers, I can bring them in by boat and they just can't get out. And then this is also good for keeping out like anything else too from getting into here. built an actual like properly like functioning dock. We'll troubleshoot it a little bit more in the near future with the fences and all that, but considering that it works, I don't really mind. Let's just go ahead and fill in some of these like odd spots here. And we'll go ahead and get ready to start sloping stuff because we've already got the rest of it built out. Luckily, enough of this is already like sand and dirt. That's right, I am here. But it shouldn't be nothing too hard. We'll need to do something with this as well at some point and like actually like reconnect a thing back up to this part of the coastline or whatever. But, you know, we don't need to as I get ready to do it anyway. Oh well. I'll have to break out some sand or something for some of these parts they're on. I don't feel like doing it right now. I just got back home today and then I like took a nap and I did some laundry, took a nap for like maybe an hour and a half like while the laundry was going, and then like now I'm here and that's pretty much been it today. So I've not done a whole bunch and I don't intend on doing a whole lot today because I still just need some time to kind of decompress and kind of get back into the swing. Also, my terraforming is going to look very awful compared to normal, which is already like kind of sketchy because I kind of have forgotten how to do just about anything for the time being. So you're gonna have to bear with me a little bit here. We will get it resorted eventually and kind of start figuring these things out again, but it's gonna take some time. So just be not like you can do anything about it, to be fair, but, you know, I know it can be a pain in the ass sometimes to see some idiot like terraform or do something, you're like, damn, why doesn't he just, you know, do this? And you'd be right. And if you ever do see me do something like that, please do actually say something about it, because I always do want to, like, hear stuff like that, because it's good to know that, you know, either somebody's watching or, oh my god, somebody actually cares enough to say something about me being a dumbass. Which, either way, thank you. Because I'm still trying to figure out some stuff. I've been playing for a long ass time, so it's not like there's a whole bunch left to figure out. But when it comes to things like building and whatnot, it is still like new territory. So any little bit of advice helps, or just a small suggestion, and then we can kind of see if it would work or not, all that kind of stuff. But it's already looking a little bit better. We need to do some more over here. I think replacing some of this sand with dirt, and then like having a little bit more sand on the outer edges would probably help later. But we'll kind of just do some of the basics here first, and we'll work on it as we go along. So we just want more of the shape in place, and then we can do some of the finer details like a little bit. We got plenty of time, no rush on it at all. But yeah, if you're in the United States and like you want to go like across the country, like on God, go like unironically go take a bus, because like I thought it was gonna be like bad because I've had like bad experiences before on public buses, but oh my god, dude, way up there and way back, shit was good. Like it was and keep in mind this was a 5.5 hour bus trip, so this was no like walk in the park or nothing, and that's legitimately not an exaggeration. It was 5.5 hours each way to get to where I needed to go, and it just wasn't even that bad. Like distance wise, yes, it was long, but in terms of like other passengers, you know, just being like random people, moment, no, not terrible at all. Could have been a lot worse. We had a couple of people just being loud on like their phones, and it was really just young children watching like TikTok or some shit. But you know, otherwise, it was great. Seriously, it was $16, you know, to get to where I needed to go, and it was like 150 miles for $16. So uh, pretty pretty nice amount of money for getting to go halfway across Florida. So pretty happy with it. And then that means I can go back and visit my mom a lot more. That's looking pretty solid. Now you can see when we get some of these parts right here, what we need to do is kind of like expand some of these things out just a little bit. make sure we don't have a whole bunch of like dead corners anywhere where it's like too blocky. And then, you know, like just doing like these little bits like this is already like helping to make quite a nice difference. And we just don't want to overdo it, which I had a hard time kind of getting a hold of that last time. But I think I am getting a little bit better at trying to not too much on corners. So like that's pretty good, you know. And I don't have a reason to do this, like doing all this terraforming on the other side. I just want to do it just because I can, and I probably should. But there's no one here with a gun against my head yet, or just telling me to, you know, do it. So it's pretty good. Still learning, still figuring it out. But considering it's a first attempt, I'd say it's passable. And again, we will be touching up some of these smaller bits and pieces later. Side note as well, I've gone ahead and published all of the previous VODs from the last, I think it's been 2 months by now since it was pretty much all of March and just a tiny bit of February and then April as well. But I've gone ahead and published all of those VODs on, you know, my YouTube channel. It's just, you know, Jacob86. There's no like actual like shortened link for it yet because you have to have like a certain amount of subscribers and watch time to get the honor of having a customizable like URL or whatever. But people have been subscribing and people have been watching, which worries me greatly. And what worries me even greater is that somebody genuinely like, and they had to have left it playing in the background because I simply cannot take like anything else for an answer because it's too boring to like actually sit down and watch because it's not meant to be sat down and watch. It's just there to archive it. But somehow one of my like sphere building streams has like somebody who sat down and had the whole thing open for the whole time. Which what? I mean, I appreciate it, but what? They don't. I don't do nothing in those other than build a sphere, and then I'm like, okay, guys, that was enough for today. Hope you enjoyed. As I don't say anything for about 4 hours, and it's a little weird. It's very cool, and you know, people have been watching and all that, and it's nice to see. But it just is a little cursed sometimes with some of this stuff. But hey, it's pretty. Go ahead and do some of that. We are starting to get kind of close to another weird spot, so we'll have to figure out some stuff to do a little differently. Yeah, something like that, probably. Sure, why not? Yeah, whatever, that'll do. Yeah, it's good enough. And we can bulk some of it out this way as well. I've only been doing it on these sides, but we can kind of start heading out this way a little bit too, here and there. But actually, that was pretty much all of it, to be honest. Because this part here is like negligible, so. Damn it. I'm out again. Oh well. But yeah, I plan on running this hardcore world pretty much until I like actually probably die, like either in game or real life at this point, because the only way, the only like I mean like I would have to really fuck up to die now, even without all the beacons. I got the armor. I always carry the chest plate on me, and I always switch it out whenever I'm in a cave or something. I don't even go caving anymore, but I will when 1.19 comes out. Now, the only thing that could reasonably kill me, because when you die to lava with a totem in your hand, and I say die in quotation marks, obviously you have a totem in your hand, you get fire resistance, and I have 2 of them, and also that gives me enough time to like get the fuck out. I carry ender chest on me always. I always have plenty of spare shit in an ender chest at any given moment to not like kill myself by accident. But my point is, there's nothing that can kill me, okay? But there is actually one thing that will kill me if I'm incredibly stupid, and you can already guess what it is. And it is, in fact, a Minecraft villager. They're very scary, as we all know. Just kidding, you know it's the warden. Everybody knows it. But regardless of that, I just and you know, Let's Players and other YouTubers don't want you to know this because they're just trying to like buy some time until it comes out so they can clickbait it for views. But there's an easy, and I mean like easy trick to defeating the ward, and it's called simply "Don't Die," Bozo Forehead. That's it. That's all you have to do. You just don't have to. Just don't die. And I'll literally prove that it's that easy when I go to the ancient cities. I'll just simply not, you know, anger the warden, and I just simply won't die, and I'll get my swift sneak, and then I'll just be like, hey, that was easy, and then I'll die. That's not important because I won't die because I'm just too good. And yeah, so just you know, simply be built different like me, and you know, you just don't die because it clearly is always just that easy, bozo. Just literally don't die. And what is he gonna do? Kill me? No, he's not, because I just simply won't die. Because he'll literally never get a chance to kill me. I don't want to do these. Actually, I kind of lied. I do want to do these. I don't. Fuck, do I? I don't know. I do definitely want to do that, but. Also, welcome back, Frank. Yeah, and yeah, imagine dying to the warden, right? Exactly. Just simply don't die to him. If you really don't want to die to him, just don't die to him. It's just that easy. I will totally not regret saying this ever. Just because he will never ever be able to kill me because I just simply won't die to him. Because it's just that easy. Everybody knows this. It's just don't die to the warden and you'll just, you know, you're good. I still have to figure out how terraforming works. It's going to be a little weird. I've not done it in a while. Indeed. Well, it's definitely going to be me soon enough, so, because I, like, in any game I play, God, you should see me when I play Splatoon with my friends in private, man. It's just, I talk all, because they're, like, pretty much anybody on our, like, team that we, you know, play with, it's nothing competitive, it's just for fun, but, anytime I play together, like, in a league pair with one of my friends, and he's like objectively better at the game than me, and he always gets like way more kills than me and all that. But the second he gets less kills than me, which is like once every like 3 hours of like just playing straight, I'll just talk shit to him for the next like 30 minutes. Be like, damn, you remember that one game you got less kills than me, and I play support, you play DPS, and I got more like kills. Oh my god! And I just talk shit constantly. Like the second I get the chance to talk shit, I will just do it. I just like it's never anything like mean or like excessively mean, but it's just funny. And it's gonna happen to me with the warden. I'm gonna do whatever I can to not piss it off, but I'm also going to when 1.19 does actually come out, you know, I'm gonna be making a creative world to just kind of like mess around with it, see what it's like, and then like kind of get a nice feel for it. Also, I want to see how well I can actually tank the damage in case I ever did like screw up like massively and like actually trigger it and piss it off and have it nearly kill me. So we will be, you know, showing that live on stream and all that. It'd be fun. But honestly, I'm genuinely not too worried about it because I can play stealth when I need to. I will almost certainly get bored of it at some point in terms of playing stealth, but I'll still play slower, but it just won't be like sneaking all the time because there is enough wool there, and I have literally wool farm, so I can just bring like a couple of stacks of wool with me and just like, you know, parkour all the way to like any shrieker that I see or whatever. Probably be okay. But I definitely will get what's coming to me in terms of all the shit that I talk, so that'll be fun to watch. And if I lose the world, like unironically, just I guess while I'm on the subject of like inevitable death, when I do inevitably lose this world, because it will happen, I will literally probably die of like a car accident again or something before it happens. But if I do lose this world, I just lose the world. There's nothing to it. Okay, like I'll just go make a new one. I'll just go start again, and it's literally just that's it. I'll do a lot of the same stuff again. You know, we got our little shulker farm, our iron farm, and our gunpowder farm, all that stuff. But some things that are going to be this world only is going to be the sphere, for example, because that has probably been one of the worst decisions I think I've made in recent memory. I was trying to even like think that was a good idea and trying to actually reason that that was a good idea because it's not. It's too big. It's very cool. It's going to be very cool. I would like to see the day where it gets to be extremely cool. Will I? will I still have this world in 3 years and still actually have the whole fucking dedication to try and finish a 9 million block city? Maybe. I don't know. I'm planning on it. But if it doesn't happen, it will never ever happen again. This is a one-time thing with that sphere because it was just bad. Not that it was a bad concept, it was too much work. And I'm still gonna build it and I'm still gonna finish it, but dear God, it was. Don't do it. Just don't. Don't do it. It's too much. I'm a fifth of the way done and it took 2 weeks. Oh, be careful with shulker farms, by the way. Again, it's on that YouTube channel of mine. If you ever want to like see like a genuine perspective of how fucking annoying it is to build, like that's a manual one. That's the automatic ones are easy enough. I can even send you the link to the one that I use. I believe it's the same one by oh, it's based off of ending credits design, but the actual YouTube tutorial I used for that was like from a different person that made an actual like edited video explaining step by step how to build it. But the farm itself isn't hard to build. It's getting the shulkers in place. It's getting the backup like shells or the backup like cells in there to be filled up to like all 10 of them. So then it actually starts producing shulker shells. And the other hard part is getting the goddamn thing through the end into the overworld. And then I already had another portal like set up straight to here. And I already like did a lot of prep work, but it's just a pain in the ass no matter what you do. Because you have to find an entity with a gateway relatively close by, and then you have to not kill every single shulker there, and then you have to actually move the thing, which moving the thing is not terrible. The act of moving it, whether it be by boat or by minecart or anything like that, that's not bad. That's not the bad part. It is the part where it almost certainly will kill itself the first time, and then you won't have a backup straight away, so you have to repeat the whole thing again, and it usually takes quite a decent bit of time too. And then it's actually getting it through the end portal. That was the absolute hardest part for me, like hands down. Like I brought instant health potions and all that stuff, so that part wasn't too bad. But it's getting it through the end portal, and you can't really like take a cheap way out. I tried taking a cheap way out, and I regret it still, but still got it done. But it certainly would have been easier just to suck it up and have like minecart tracks going a lot of the way. But it is worth it. Like you can only use them for shulker boxes, which may not seem that great, but now I can have like any future farm that I build, or because I'm going to redesign the iron farm and all these other farms to be like hyper efficient one day, using some like actual like real like crazy like hermitcraft level kind of efficiency and all that stuff. And I'm just going to put shulker box loaders in them out of spite because I can and I can afford to, and it would be very cool and it's a good flex to have. Also, you never know when you're gonna need like an extra shulker just for like anything. Like an actual like shulker, not a shulker box, but like an actual proper shulker, because they are a pain in the ass to get constantly. So just having like a nice way to like farm them and have like backups of them for whatever you might need, very valuable. But good luck with a shulker shell farm because they're not fun. They are worth it, 100%. They are worth it. I will advocate. They are just not fun. But they are worth it, so do it. But be very careful about which farm design you work, because the one-dimensional farms are good, because this could have actually been built in the end. I just wanted to bring it to the overworld because I needed it anyways for that "How did we get here" achievement. Also, I just wanted one running like right next to my house anyways. But that's something you could have built in the end, like right next to the end city and all that. So kind of keep that in mind. That's why that farm's actually like solid, because it's a one-dimensional poker farm instead of relying on nether portals. And it's got rates comparable to another portal ones, so it's not like you're taking some huge hit in efficiency or nothing either. Taking a little bit of a hit, but it's negligible for what anybody would reasonably. Sorry, that was definitely a rant. 100% that was a rant, but it's good to know. I wish I would have known a little bit more of how much of a pain in the ass that would have been before I did it, because then I would have probably procrastinated on it a little bit harder. Because man, they are worth it, and it was worth the struggle, but oh good god, I will hopefully try to never ever try that again. But hey, it's been in the past for a little while now, so it's not like it's too big of a deal. Let's see, where do we want to we're going to hopefully get some of this dirt finished up, and we'll go replace some of the roofing on that house over there. And then as for the rest of today, I don't know what I'd like to do, to be perfectly honest, so we'll figure that one out kind of as I go along. I'm out of dirt again. It's looking solid enough. I don't think I've overdone it too bad. It does come out enough. There needs to be more work here, and I need to figure something out here. I think I'll put dirt that's flat all the way, like on the, like I'll embed it into the floor a little bit and replace some of the sand with dirt, so it connects back up into like the actual natural stuff here. Maybe we'll put in an odd like clay patch or sand patch here or there, but it's nothing to really think about too hard. We are no longer out of dirt. That's cool. But yeah, just go ahead and hop back to it. I gotta build an XP farm relatively soon. Because the villager farm is good, or farm, but you know, the trading hall is good. The oh shoot, what is it? The raid farm. That one's solid enough too, but they're not crazy fast for like fixing stuff. They are quicker than like pretty much anything else I have, and they do get it done within about 5 minutes or something, but I do fix quite a bit of stuff, so I would like to inevitably, you know, invest in something a little bit nicer for myself. This kind of stuff, so I'll have to look into that at some point here. We'll see how that goes. Wouldn't really be too bad, to be honest. I think this is a fair enough place to stop with the terraforming over here, right? We'll maybe expand out a couple of these parts over here and kind of layer some stuff up. Just one more. Okay, well, now actually one more, and we're not doing any more because I don't want to get too nuts with it. That's a pretty fair transition. It's not the best by any means, but it'll do nicely for now. And it's just a slope up to connect some of this land anyway, so it's honestly like pretty negligible what I do or don't do here, to be perfectly. I have no obligation to do this. I just want to, so you know, just it's fine. It's no big deal. It's nothing spectacular, but it doesn't need to be, you know. I'm pretty happy with it. This will need to be something a little bit nicer at some point, but at the same time, I think if I replace all the stony bits with dirt, I think it could still look pretty nice, because I do actually like how like kind of cool and like curved it is. So we'll probably just actually like just get rid of all this stone here, just connect up some stuff. That ought to be easy enough to do. Yeah, apparently there was I think it was a lunar eclipse this past weekend or so out in Florida, so that was pretty neat. I did not get to see it because I just kind of forgot it was happening, even though I was up at the time, but you know, it's just a lunar eclipse. Solar eclipses are the ones that are actually cool, but or it might not have been a lunar eclipse. I don't know, but it was at night, and you know, the ones during the day are the ones you can actually like, you know, properly like see and all that, so you can still see the ones at night, I guess, but it's just passable is all it is. But I'm actually in my summer semester now, and I have 4 big essays due by the end of June. He gives us plenty of time to do them, and they're like actually relatively short compared to what I've had to do in the past, so I'm honestly not too worried about it. And he's particularly nice because he lets you like submit it, and you get to revise it a nice bit of times as well. So improve my grade a nice bit. It was a lunar. Oh, and the blood moon at the same time. Ah, see, that is kind of special then, but still nothing like too crazy. But it is still nice to kind of like hear about stuff like that every now and then. Alright, fair enough. Man, I really do wish I could watch it then, because, well, there's always going to be another eclipse, to be fair. It's just sometimes they do take a little time, because, wow. It's on a schedule. I mean, it's literally just the orbit of the sun and the moon and the earth, for God's sake. Can't really speed that up, but at least they're really accurate about when it is, so I could probably go catch, like, the next one. That'll be when I have a little bit more money and like, you know, a car or something so that I can go actually watch a total eclipse. I wanted to see one of those for a while. Ever since that one, I think it was in 2016 or 17, where they had that one that went across the whole United States. Like that one was cool. That was a once in a century thing though, so I doubt I'll ever get to see that again in my lifetime. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But if I do, that probably wouldn't be good because that'd mean they really went to work on that. But it's all dirt now. Looks a little bit better. We're going to fix these windows at some point, as I've talked about in the past. Maybe make them a little bit wider, to be honest. But we want to switch out the roof. And later on, we'll do a little bit more stuff for this part, 'cause I haven't actually done anything with this yet. But otherwise, we'll just kind of touch up a little bit here, and we'll probably call it good. So we'll try and keep the shape, like a nice bit here. But we won't really mess with it a whole bunch, like getting rid of any sand or anything. And we'll kind of be careful about, what we build over and what we don't build over, just so we keep some kind of shape. Because if you don't know how to terraform, like I don't, and I'm getting better at it, but one very good, like easy thing to do that I've found is just copy the Minecraft terrain, because it's natural for a reason. Especially nowadays with how like nuts the 1.18 terrain is compared to how it used to be. Like if you're not good at terraforming, just copy what it's already here. So like, you can fill in some of the gaps yourself. Like doing anything with like graphs or like basic curves is usually like a nice way to go. It doesn't have to be the only way, but it's usually like a very good like easy way to start out with some basics. Like get a nice curve like that, and then you kind of like pad it up a little bit here and there. Like we'll go ahead and fill this in, and we won't have to do a whole bunch more, honestly. Kind of just go around some of these edges. There we go. Here we go, and then we'll just go on. I should actually be getting phantoms here relatively soon, so we'll kill any of those if we see them. But not that it really matters. I can't really do a lot. They're just a little annoying. But since they don't hurt, it's not that big of a deal anymore. I like mosquitoes. Damn, imagine if they added those to Minecraft instead of fireflies. That would be fun and cool. Just kidding, but all the 1.19 stuff with them getting rid of the fireflies or like kind of deconfirming them because they weren't able to make them like work because their whole plan was to have frogs eat them, and then that's how you would have bred them and everything. And now that they found out that they're poisonous, it's fair enough. And honestly, yeah, it would have been cool to see as a light source or whatever, but realistically, it's not going to be forgotten about, but it's going to be forgotten about and pretty quickly. Because they're just fireflies. They're cool and all, but nothing too spectacular. This might be too much of a pyramid, and that's kind of an issue. So what we need to do is kind of bulk out some like parts here. We can probably chip away some of the corners and whatnot too to make it like less rigid and all that. But it's still like a nice start, like there's a good shape. We just need to kind of work on it. Goddamn, just need to work on it a little bit more. Well, the birch forest thing, and they did kind of say it too, but they were kind of like sussy, like leading on with it. But the birch forest update would have been cool. But it is kind of wacky that they did show off concept art for it, and we're like, oh hey, yeah, well we never actually legitimately confirmed it, which is technically valid, but like, come on, you can't just say that. You know what? Considering I have a kind of a birch forest here or something, I think out of just raw spite, I might just make like a custom birch forest one day. Just out of spite, because there's literally nothing or no one that can stop me anymore, so I think that could be funny. All it is just making tall trees, but I mean like the birch, the actual birch wood is good, but the birch forests kind of just feel like they're just oak forests, but different wood type, That's fine. It just gets kind of stale, and with how kind of like nutty everything's been within the past like 3 years, and it all started with Update Aquatic when they started getting a lot more like modern with their updates and all that, like getting really insane with these update ideas and all this stuff. And it's been great, but then you kind of look at some of the old like like a Forest Generation or some of the old Shrek skins, and you're like, wow, this is passable, but you can't say much more than that. But yeah, custom birch forest, I think I'll do it. All it is just make the trees taller. You got a couple of like side like branches here or there on some of the trees. I can probably because I'll have to make a honey farm beforehand anyway, so I'll probably be able to like import some bees and whatnot into it. So it could be pretty cool. That'd be a good chance to learn how to build trees and all that kind of stuff. But especially if I want to make like an indoor park. But I do not know if you were here for it when I talked about other plans I had for some other stuff while I'm waiting for 1.19 because I'm kind of in downtime right now until Swift Sneak becomes a thing. Because once Swift Sneak is a thing, we go explore the ancient city, we go get all the stuff we want from it, and we're back, and we never go touch them again. Well, unless there's a new dimension, then that's a completely different story. But otherwise, once we get Swift Sneak, it's back to work on the sphere every day and all that, since it'll go by like a lot quicker. But don't know when it's coming out yet, and if I get the whole village done before that happens, what's probably gonna end up happening, and I'm gonna do it regardless of when 1.19 out, all that kind of stuff. Um, New Minecraft caves are looking pretty cool. I do have one under my house. It's just a little bit deep compared to what I would like. So I'm just gonna make my own, as I'm probably gonna pretty much hollow out the entire island about 100 blocks deep, and then make like I don't know, like Rome or something in the whole fucking thing. And I just think it'd be funny. It'd be cool. It'd be really cool. And it would be actually a great practice for the sphere because what I would do with hollowing out, you'd have like 100 blocks of height, and then it would go all the way, around like the entire island pretty much, like underground, like completely underground. It'd go around this whole damn thing. It's probably about like 100 by 100 square, more or less. So I mean, there's little bits of ocean and whatnot, but it'd be a huge undertaking, but it'd be great practice for learning how to build a city inside of a like a large like open feeling city, but inside of like an enclosed space. Like there's not going to be any like sky access or nothing. I think it'd be cool. But hey, welcome back, Jake. I'm finally back. You're back. Everything's going wacky, but oh, it's not too weird. The only question is where though in particular, because this whole thing is an absolute mess. But oh wait, no, Picasso did have a little bit of a stroke here, so I could definitely see a little bit. And there's definitely some other bits here and there, but I'm just talking plans about stuff before 1.19 that'll definitely carry over after 1.19 kicks off. Like making my own cave, 100 by 100 by 100, pretty much under this entire island. We're gonna have a 100 block deep cave, and I'm gonna go build like Rome or something under it, and then just get some good city building practice with it. One blue eye, one green eye, one. Oh wait, no, I can kind of see some of it with some of this stuff. Or it's a little weird. I'm a little out of it today. I've been on a 5.5 hour bus ride, so I might not be the sharpest tool in the shed right now. But I'm getting a little bit better. Oh, I kind of want to do something with this too, because I had this mapped out for a while. But I might try and do something with this, because I do like how like the land is curved and you have the island here and all. It's just a very like big distance away, and I might do something with this island as well, but not quite a bit. Hmm. Oh my! I actually would be that would actually be a cool challenge. Unironically, like I can go ahead and I take as much time as I need to make the cave, but then I literally do like an actual like honest to god 24-hour live stream just to see how fucking much I can build in 24 hours. Like I'll get as many of the materials as I can beforehand. But I think it would be really funny now that you mention it, just to build like an entire city or just straight up roam in a day underneath like a building like this. But it's still either way, it would still be very good practice because I need to get good at building like actual like dense like cities. Like this is fine, like this is all good and cool, but I want to build like a dense like city like Rome or like New York or whatever. and putting it underground in like an actual enclosed space is going to be good practice because I'll have like actual fixed barriers that I have to work with instead of just being able to terraform or like open up some more land. Because I won't be able to do that with the sphere because I'm not breaking out of the sphere. So, oh, Rome's exteriors could be built in a day, but its interiors and furnishing could be built in 2 days. So, I could definitely get the exteriors done within a day if I really wanted to sit down and unironically commit 24 hours to doing it. But the interiors, I would probably shoot myself first. So, we'll do a coin flip on that one, but we'll find out if that actually would work out or not. It probably will. I'll need more time for it because I'm running out of time with a bunch of stuff. But yeah, that'd be pretty good. That'd be cool. Be good to try. Well, technically, wasn't every country established in a day? If we want to play semantics, like the Declaration of Independence was signed, like in America, like on a specific day. So does that mean America was built in a day, kind of deal? Yeah, like I mean, every country was built in a day at that point. If we want to be really specific, but now it's time to actually do what I was supposed to do and go fix that damn roof. I have no clue how much deep slate I have, so we're gonna go take a little look and see. I think I have maybe 3 blocks of deep slate nowadays to my name, so we'll find out real quick if that's true or not. It's probably true. It looks like it's very true. Oh shit. Oh. This might take a little bit. Semantics are the enemy of everybody, especially in any given court. All right, yep. So I actually overestimated. I don't even have 3 to my name. I have 2. Huh. Well, shit. Huh. Well, time to go get some more. We're gonna go check in a little bit on some of this other stuff, just to see maybe. Oh my god, 50. Oh my god, yes, it's beautiful. It's so lovely. 50. Oh, thank the Lord. That's it. It's not enough to redo the whole house, but oh my god, more than 50. This is unheard of. What do we want to do? Do we want tiles or do we want or like do we want bricks or do we want tiles for the roof? Or do we want polished? I can always mix them, but I want the foundation, like the actual base of it to be like one of those 3 and then we can mix in some of the other variants here or there to break some stuff up. But I kind of got to know. Yeah, tiles would probably be reasonable. We can mix in some polished here and there, but tiles would be pretty good. And I think you can actually make you can make cracked versions of them too, right? By like just putting them in a furnace. So we'll go ahead and just kind of turn all these into the tile blocks for tile stairs, and we'll just go put down what we can. And I'm gonna go grab my scaffolding box before I forget for the 80 billionth time. It is not in here. It is in the wood box, isn't it? It is. Huh? But yeah, it'll be pretty cool. Oh, I gotta get rid of these item frames or figure something else out. Or I'll probably just use signs at some point, to be honest. I just linked the color like coded stuff, and I need to actually re-dye some of these boxes. I've been kind of lazy on. But yeah, I gotta start making shulker boxes again and actually dyeing them because I have way too many. I like a little shulker bullet flying around. But we should be pretty good here to just kind of we'll just take it one at a time. We'll just replace what we can with the stairs, and then we'll go out and mine more cobble deep slate. Sure. No, nothing too. Already, that seems like it's made quite a huge difference, to be honest. Like, I can already feel that one. And we'll do some stuff with the cobblestone like walls down here. So they are gonna be cobblestone, but I do need to mix in like a couple of things here and there. Like I don't know, like mossy cobblestone or something is pretty much the only thing. Oh, we might actually replace it with stone bricks. That way we can use some of the like actual stone brick variants and whatnot here. Just because. Um. Oh, see, that's actually a perfect thing you asked for that because mine doesn't use nether portals either. It just uses scaffolding and all that. Here, give me a second. Whatever. I can just put that back. There we go. But it's just basically a square of like scaffolding. You got like the big scaffolding platforms. You've got your fishing chamber down there with your snow golems there, Joker there, a bunch of scaffolding that goes up 3 layers. So they're forced to teleport upwards. They can't. They physically cannot go downwards. They can only go up. They go up into these backup slots up here, and when all those are filled, that's when they teleport into the killing area, which is just like minecart, so they die to entity cramming. And I actually do have the specific farm that I used like on hand. So if you just give me a minute or two here, I should be able to just put it in the chat. But it was a great farm design. The main concept was by ending credits and all that kind of stuff. That's the name of the YouTuber who came up with most of the concept and all that. But the actual tutorial itself that I used was from a different person because it was like an actual like edited like step by step tutorial and all that. And I just didn't really feel like doing any kind of thinking period. So give me a second here. Where did I stash that away? Was it Madzify? It might have been Mad. I'm pretty sure it was. Yep, this looks correct. Alrighty. Now it's not the fastest, but once you get it, you're good. Yeah, they can't really damage themselves. It is a little sketchy at the start. Like as you're starting to get all the backup shulkers like put into place and whatnot. So pro tip: bring instant health 2 splash potions and like use them when you feel like things are getting sketchy because it is. I had a manual farm luckily, so it wasn't as much of a pain in the ass. But if you were just bringing the only one from the end and putting it straight away into here, and you're just trying to get it to clone in the backup shells, it will die. Okay, like it will inevitably die, and you will want to also die with it because wow, it is not fun to lose them. It's a very like solid and like respectable farm. As long as you've got it in an area that's pretty much constantly loaded, you won't have anything to worry about. It's well, you don't even have to build on the overworld. That's another thing too. The thing with the scaffolding farms is they're referred to as one-dimensional farms and all that, where you can build them in any dimension. Well, barring the Nether, there's technically workarounds for that. But if you're gonna build in the Nether, just build like the Nether portal ones. But you can build it in the end is the main point. You can build it in the end instead of having to bring one all the way to the overworld to do it, which is extremely useful if you just like bring one like right to the main island. If you want it in a specific part of your base, yeah, that one's gonna be rough. I don't remember if you were here yet or not when I actually moved it from the end all the way into the overworld, but um, it's rough. It's not very fun. It is worth it. 100% will advocate that it is in fact worth it. You just will wish it wasn't worth it because it is a absolute pain in the ass to try. So fair warning, it is worth it, but my god, it's not fun. Between building the farm and getting the thing moved over to here, because I also had to build the manual farm as well, kind of as a stopgap thing. But not even including the manual farm, so just the automatic farm and moving it from the end to the overworld, all that stuff all combined probably took me about 15 to 20 hours of just like actual like labor. There was no real like AFK time for it or just sitting there just kind of thinking about stuff. It was just constantly just move something from the end to the overworld, have it die. When it finally gets to the to the overworld, you go to the world spawn, which I already had marked out beforehand from other stuff, and then getting it into the actual like spot that you need it, and then you have to get the whole backup shulkers to fill first before it starts producing, which is very specific. Oh, if your base is at world spawn, that's pretty good then. And just don't forget to like put some sand through the end portal in the end so you can find the exact world spawn because it will spawn on that sand pillar and you want to make sure you have that marked out exactly because it does help out a lot. Oh yeah, my patience. I used to be like very, very impatient. Like I'm talking to like an unholy degree. And then I played Getting Over It, and it is kind of a shit post. Like just kind of as like a running joke for me that like I got really patient because of Getting Over It. But no, it almost certainly was because of Getting Over It. As I've beaten the damn thing like 70 times. Uh, so if I didn't learn patience by then, I probably would have had like a heart attack from stress by the time I was like 30 or something. So I learned patience fairly well from that, and just a bunch of other stuff that's happened in my life. So I'm pretty good. I'm only getting more and more patient as I'm kind of like going along and just realizing, wow, not a lot of stuff particularly matters. It's cool to try and get things done quickly, but only sometimes and only in certain circumstances, because otherwise it just simply is not worth the time or effort to like stress out about it. Like with the schoolwork I'm getting ready to do starting tomorrow, or I guess starting Wednesday or Thursday, because I really just want to take some time to kind of decompress and have a little bit of a proper break. But I have four major essays I got to start working on here soon, right? And I'm talking like, you know, 1,300 to 2,000 words a piece. The last one's only like about 1,000 words. That's fine. That's not too big. But the thing is, I want them all done by the end of next week, even though I have 6 weeks to work on them. I want them all done by like 2 weeks, so I can have the other 4 weeks to revise them, and then just generally just slack off and just enjoy my break. So that's pretty much the only time in recent memory I'm not gonna have a lot of patience. You know, patience is a virtue, etc., all that stuff. But it also helps too to simply have other stuff to do, or like say, or like have anything to take your mind off of the main task at hand. That stuff isn't hard per se, more than it is it's monotonous and boring. And I'm really good at just zoning out and just either saying random shit like right now, for example, or listening to music like also right now, for example, and zoning out and doing very monotonous, boring stuff. And it usually helps it get done, not faster, but it means I don't have to think as hard. And if I don't have to think as hard, I don't have to think, wow, this is really boring and I'm getting very impatient because I don't have time to think about that. Then I just simply won't get bored or impatient. And it's really just that easy, ladies. If you don't want to be impatient, just simply just be more patient. Much how if you don't want to die to the warden, just simply tell him no and he legally cannot kill you. And I will put that to the test soon enough here in a couple of months when that 19 is. Because why not? And we will actually be stopping over to an ancient city pretty much the first day I can, so I can pick up Swift Sneak. Yeah, I'll get ready to break the portal later today after I'm done with this roof and all that. But out of spite, I'm gonna get Swift Sneak pretty much day one if I can help it, and then just start building the sphere the next day. Cause yeah, it's not all done yet, but you can already see it's making quite a nice difference. Just actually having like a different color. So we'll switch all this stuff out, as I've said, with actual like stone later on. But it's fine enough as cobblestone. It'll get like this can stay as cobble. Some of these foundational things can stay as cobblestone. Like that stuff over there and like this little bit here. This can stay as cobble. A lot of these walls need to be switched out with stone bricks. We need to make this window larger at some point in the near future. But otherwise, it's honestly like pretty solid. So, fair enough. I'm never got tested for ADHD, so to be perfectly honest, I don't know if I have it or not. I know I got diagnosed with autism when I was a kid, which is why a lot of my life was a pain in the ass. But with Asperger's specifically. But yeah, it's definitely not just that easy just to tell yourself not to be like impatient. Like I get that. I just say that just to like shit talk. So never take that personally. But you also have or Asperger's too. That's pretty fair. But yeah, it's just like honestly, I it took a long time for me to like really be able to like sit down and like do stuff like without having to like take like a bunch of breaks or get distracted is easy, and like getting music and kind of like figuring out what worked for me helps me out a lot. And also moving away from my mother helps out a lot too, because I like being around her and all that, but she about broke me insane sometimes with some of the stuff I had to keep dealing with. But it got a lot better once I was able to move out. So and even then, it's just hard finding like what works for you. But once you do find it, that like actually helps you kind of like sit down and focus, or it helps take your mind off of like more boring and monotonous tasks. It tends to get a little bit easier. That, and I think Adderall as well, and independence does make a huge difference as well. All right, I've heard Adderall is supposed to be like very good for people with like ADHD or might have been ODD, but I gotta go check on the lava farm. I should actually be using the super smelter at some point, but Not that it matters too much. I think this is about where the oh, this might be the part where I actually go deep slate mining. Yeah, I think I hit a cave around. I did have extra redstone. Damn it! I know I had that laying around. Oh, that also was one of mine as well. Just procrastinating on everything for a very long time, and then I just sometimes like that was one of the great things about going to college. I do end up working in spurts. Or some days I'm like really motivated, and some days I just literally will not do anything. Um, So getting to college with just being able to like, cause I'm usually responsible about getting stuff done, but I'll usually wait till the last minute. But here it's like I can stay up till 3 a.m. and get it done if I really need to or want to, and then just work at even weirder hours if I really want to, and nobody can really stop me or say anything. It's been great. I still get my work done. I still do good on it. It just works at a time that's better for me, and again, being able to have music or having something to take my mind off of stuff usually helps me get it done a lot quicker. Or just not be as impatient with it. Or half the time I just like if there is ever something I have to do and it's just like kind of like boring, like it's easy but it's just boring, kind of like busy work, I will just kind of like go on autopilot and I won't really like say a lot, or I'll like it's like if you see me build that sphere recently, which I haven't done recently, but I'll just I'll literally just blank out and go on autopilot for like an entire hour straight. Like I'll be like, hey Chad, etc. I'm literally not gonna speak. So I'll respond to a message, but I literally will not say anything in between stuff. Um, and then I just sit there for like an hour and a half doing like only the sphere building. And I'll say like, hey, we're done with this layer. Let's move on to the next one. And that's pretty much it. That's all I do for that stuff. And it works out great because I have music to listen to. Because I got my own like playlist I like have hidden away on my YouTube and all that. Because it's all like DMCA stuff, so I can't actually like say any of it. Oh yeah, honestly, like I don't have any interest in like smoking weed personally. Like my mom has like THC oil and all that kind of stuff, but I never was really like that into it. But I can kind of get the appeal of it, to be fair, if it just helps you zone out. And it's not really too harmful neither. I mean, I know smoking a blunt's different from like taking THC oil and all that, but it's still marijuana either way, or something derivative of marijuana. Yeah, that's the good thing to do too, honestly. Like if it's something you don't have to be really involved in, but it's just something you kind of have to get done, then yeah, I just kind of like not really like saying a whole lot, but just getting it done. That's what I do, and it helps out a lot. Like these essays, I inevitably gonna have to write because it's a little involved, but it's just me being a monkey on a typewriter for like 2.5 hours and like looking at a research thing every now and then. Oh, this is the cave I was talking about under my base, by the way. It's just a small little lush cave. I did have a bigger one nearby, but I forget where it was. Or it's probably like actually chained into one of those. But either way, whatever works for you, man. You just gotta make sure to get stuff done and be responsible with all that. But otherwise, like your free time is your own free time too. Huh, interesting. Sounds like we still got some stuff around here. There it is. I should have. Hey, it's around. Now I do have my chest plate. Yeah, you can't do shit. Now, even if I do take a creeper blast, I still have resistance and all that stuff, so I shouldn't really have anything to worry about. It's just good to still be cautious. But oh yeah, I've had this under my house for a while now. I've known about it. I just don't ever really come down here because there was never really a lot to do. Oh, not anymore because it's all lit up. And oh wow, iron and gold. Things I have an iron farm, and I don't really need gold for anything, and I don't have like a desperate need for it anytime soon. And if I do, I can just go to the nether or something for it. But they're still pretty to look at least, so it works. But yeah, learning how to be patient certainly did take a while for me. That could have been very bad. But learning how to be patient did take me a long time to do, but it does help. Just either finding out how to take your mind off of stuff or just, figuring out that stuff too. Oh, I also have that issue too, where like if I have something I'm like looking forward to within the day, I literally will just not do anything until like it happens. So usually I try and get that kind of stuff out of the way in the morning, and then I actually go back and do way. So yeah, I wait on stuff like that a long time too. It especially stinks with some of my classes, but I'm getting better at 'cause I'm getting oh yeah, diamonds. We'll actually take the diamond ore because diamonds themselves aren't very valuable, so we'll just take the ore just for. But but I'm getting better at like getting a schedule for myself, like making sure I know that like, hey, I gotta do this at whatever time, and then all that kind of. I have no space. I do this at whatever time, then I do it again at another time, and just kind of scheduling things out for myself. And oh yeah, that too. I never really kept up with any of the Asperger's symptoms because all I ever heard about that stuff was the last time I really heard about that stuff probably was when I was like 12 or something. I'm in fact no longer 12. Not anymore. Spoiler alert. But how do you fuckers keep getting in here? Stop it. There's not like a spawner nearby or nothing. I thought this was lit up enough. It is not. It actually goes pretty deep. I'm always worried about spotting a creeper inside one of these damn things because I cannot like see well enough past all the actual lush grass and all that kind of stuff to really spot one. So I'm always kind of on high alert when I'm passing through any. Okay, that was genuinely unintentional. I was just punching just to be like, wow, in this direction, there could have been a dungeon, but nope, fuck that bat, I guess. Sorry, buddy. You kind of earned it. Get good, etc. But that just kind of happened, to be honest. Oh shit, a geode. Let's go. All right, no, we're taking one of these. We do a little breaking and entering. It's not a crime if they don't catch you. And we're going to get rid of this diamond ore. There we go. I'll burn it later. I have not actually had a G, and it's still in beacon range. That's actually what's very important as well. It was pretty cool, but yeah, it just kind of happened by accident. We are going to dig something straight up, and if I'm not mistaken, we should actually still be in range. Yeah, we're still hell in range. Oh, nice. This is very good. We are at -2. We're at 2427, -2, 4373. Alrighty. I have enough wood. We should have enough space in here to kind of store some stuff away temporarily. And I do have enough wood to make some ladders and whatnot for the time being. So we'll go ahead and just kind of lock up some of this stuff for now, and we'll hollow out a lot of this stuff. It'll be great having some of these shards. I actually kind of want a spyglass because I literally I play exclusively in just pure vanilla. I know there is a way to actually show on the left or the right. Oh, it is actually up here. Yeah, it should just say like 1.18.2 vanilla. Because I just out of raw spite, I don't use Forge or anything. But oh, who was it from? Because I haven't been watching a lot of Hermitcraft recently on account of not being able to do anything the past week and a half. But I feel like I should start like I'm not gonna copy from him obviously, but I do want to start taking a lot more inspiration from Hermitcraft because they do. Oh, fill with water, so all the crystals do float to the top. That's pretty solid. Or I think I know Exuma was, or it was either Exuma or no, it was Exuma, showing off like stuff with allays and whatnot, where like you can have like a lot more of an efficient like amethyst farm because you can have like a piston in every single like budding block, and then the allays can just go pick up the shards that drop from them and deposit them. So they're useful for that, but I don't really need to farm them per se. Just as long as it's kind of like open and it's nothing like too bad, then I really don't mind not getting a whole bunch. 'Cause I don't really need the oh, actually no, that's a lie. I want tinted glass at some point, but as long as I don't need to hoard like 18 billion blocks of it, it honestly still should be kind of negligible. But we'll cross that bridge when I get to it, I guess. But go and do that. Yeah, I might have overdone it in the ladders a little bit. We'll just go ahead and pick something here, I guess. Actually, no, what the hell? We can actually make this a little bit nicer. I don't want to use my deep slate, it's more valuable. Oh yeah, in terms of the building of it, like it can like they can still be pretty efficient, but from pretty much from everything and like any source that you ever hear from about it, it's like they're efficient enough, but they're just a total pain in the ass because every geode is unique, and that's fine and all, but like having to like literally like come up with something like together that's unique every time has got to be like a little annoying. It's not like too terrible, but it's certainly like just a pain. Also, iron blocks are less valuable than deep slate to me, so just because I can, I will be building out of iron blocks on the parts that I need to. Because, yeah, why not? Not like it matters too much. Hey, water. Cool. Not cool. What? Oh, this is a whole underwater cave, ain't it? Okay, well, underwater cave, my ass is insane, but either way, you get the point, you get the idea. Now, I do like actually putting in light here and there, so we need to make a couple of more torches to add some of these. Here we go. We do something like that. There we go. Yeah, it also does really ruin the aesthetic, honestly. Like I would love to leave it natural like this, but like you can, like technically, but you're only limiting yourself if you do that, you know? It's not terrible to like get rid of all, like maybe there is some way that could be reworked so it could be more of like a like if there's like a story to tell with it that like I don't know, some like ores or some shit like mine the whole thing out and all that's left are like the only important bits. And you make it some kind of like industrial, like futuristic kind of thing where like, you know, some colony or some shit stripped the whole thing out of all of its resources and only left what was actually important, then like you can kind of get away with it, but that's just, you know, some types of skill that I just simply don't have, nor do I care to have for quite right now. I'll learn it eventually, you know, like more storytelling with building instead of like, you know, storytelling with storytelling. But I think you could get away with like just decimating everything except for the actual like budding like amethyst blocks, but it definitely would be kind of an interesting challenge, but a challenge nonetheless. So kind of a pain in the ass. Be fun though. I might give that a shot actually with this one to be perfectly honest, because why not? And like I got a whole lot else going on right now, so I got infinite time as far as I'm concerned. I need these back so I can put back on. There we go. I could build a bigger geode around the farm too. Yeah, it's just weird. Like it's not like it's not something I would ever really come down to like a whole bunch to be perfectly honest. When a laser thing, I'll probably like automate it a lot more, or like I'll make some kind of automatic farm or variant of it or whatever. But I don't know. Otherwise, it's not really too big of a deal. It's fine if it's automated. It's fine if it's not. Um, I think once a laser thing, I'll probably actually like automate it. Like I'll take like an entire day to like get all of it done. Because what I'll do is I'll probably just have like one of them like be hooked up to like an observer thing, so it grows naturally with the rest of them, and then when that one goes off, it'll trigger the rest of the farm or whatever. So that way I don't have to, have them go like all individually. So it should hopefully cut down on lag a little bit too. Because since this is close enough to my base to be loaded, and again you can tell because of the 6 beacons that are still loaded right now. So, and actually we're almost we should be coming up here pretty quickly. Considering we haven't hit grass yet, I'm guessing we're near one of the actual mountainous parts of this place. So if this does end up popping out like right where that castle should go, that would be very cool. It almost certainly would not, but at the same time, I have no way to prove that or to disprove that. So who fucking knows? But odds are it's gonna pop up on that mountain range, where we should be getting close to hitting something here. Oh, there we go. There's our dirt. We hit the fucking apartment building. We hit the apartment building. We literally hit the fucking apartment building that I've made. And not just any part of it, too. Probably one of the most genuinely convenient parts of the whole goddamn thing we've gone ahead and hit. This is honestly probably like genuine best case scenario, I don't think I could have hit a better spot than this. To just genuinely be perfectly honest here. But oh, you still got a geode in the middle of your base. You could well, you could surround it with glass, or you could have it suspended in the air or something. Like you could do something with it, but at the same time, it is still like just as reasonable to just kind of get rid of it. To be perfectly honest, but I mean, I wouldn't really have a suggestion for what to call there for right now. To be honest, so that one's still kind of up to you. I mean, I wouldn't mind keeping it if I was in that position, honestly. Nice geode. I'll have to put I'll put some fence gates here or whatever too to make sure villagers can't really get into here. Actually, I might not even have to do that, just because I think I can link these up properly. Because this is something only I can get to anyway. So if I can link, actually no, because it's still no, that's not correct. That can't go down there. Oh well, still good. I mean, you might as well just keep it. You could maybe like make a little like pedestal for it below it, and just kind of like have it on display, like how like some people have like actual like geodes in real life on display like that. You know, and you could do something similar to that. That could be pretty cool. Or whatever you want to do, honestly, it's really just up to you. Which is the fun part of the video game. But yeah, we now got a quick and easy way up and down to a geode that's directly under my house, pretty much directly under my house. So that's pretty nifty. That is very useful, and I'm gonna make good use of it. I got to use iron blocks just to flex that I could. Not that I should, but that I could. And I think that's funny. Because I honestly do have too much iron, and I'm not gonna keep wasting it like that all the time, but I definitely will waste it some of the time, just because I can. Because this is just my spare like iron box. The other one's completely full of iron blocks, like an entire fucking shulker box. So I can afford to be a little bit like extravagant whenever I want, because I will get it back, and it literally just does not matter anymore. I think is funny. But we'll empty out all of the spare ones and all that later. Like we'll get all the budding blocks separated and all that, so we can get a lot more stuff growing. But it's fine the way it is for right now. But this is also a good like thing to have as well, to have like a tunnel going this deep down, because as I've talked about, I'm gonna hollow out that huge like just artificial cave underground like underneath my base, and just go build like a whole like hyper dense like city to it. Like I think building something like, well, I wouldn't say upgraded ancient city. Like I don't want to do Rome specifically, because like building something like in real life like that would still be cool, and it's still like a good second option. But that's not specifically I want to do. I kind of was just using that more as an example, but it's still not a bad idea regardless. But I think what I could try and do is make like kind of a really like cool like kind of like a custom like ancient city. So it's still like stylized after the ancient cities and all that, but the ones they're getting ready to implement are like they're fine, like they're good and all that. They're just not like very dense, and that's okay because they're still fucking great the way they are, honestly, in terms of just base game. And I think I could take that concept and just kind of run with it a little bit more, and it'd be good for like figuring out how to build like skyscrapers in like an actual like finite space, because I know technically it's in a finite space like here because you only have build height, but it's basically infinite when when you actually have like sky access, and you're not like limited and like horizontally and all that. You're not limited vertically, you're not limited horizontally, but when you're underground, or I don't know, in a giant sphere, you are inevitably going to be limited to some extent, because I cannot break any of the outside bits of the sphere, and that's still a limit. And since it's it's a sphere, it's going to go all the way around. So I think it'd be good to kind of figure out how to know build a huge like dense but like really nice and pretty looking city in like a fixed area, just so I can get some good practice for when I actually have to do it on a much bigger scale. Because I can afford to goof up a little bit because it's going to be in a comparatively smaller area, but I will not be able to afford to goof up later on down the line. No. when I have 9 million blocks to work with. If I decide I don't like something like a million blocks through, I'm like, huh, well, what the fuck do I do then? Because, I'm kind of gonna run out of space if I'm not careful. So it's just kind of weird. It's a weird ordeal. I need maybe like 3 of these slabs, right? So we'll go ahead and take our deep slate tile slabs. I'll probably turn these in the actual like tile blocks. And we'll add in some variety here and there. We're just getting the whole like foundation down. And hell, I might not even add variety in because I really do like the color that much. We'll figure that one out as we go along. Mainly, we're just going to go around and replace what we need to move. I'll probably call it a day after this too as well because I'm getting a little tired. Because I have been a little tired from being on that bus, so I'd like to kind of take it easy for tonight and just go drink some soda and just do stuff. So, but it's still been pretty good today. Got a nice little bit of work done. I will start building more of the actual like buildings later on, like in the near future. I just didn't want to today. Oh, the bus ride is actually pretty solid. It was fairly comfortable. I actually got to nap a little bit more this time. It was 5.5 hours, which is a lot, and the seats were fine, so that honestly wasn't even too bad because of that. Nobody was really rude on it or nothing. It just was a pretty quiet ride all around. Nothing really went wrong, so it just well, it's not really slow because it takes my mom 4 hours to get directly from our house directly to CF and all that. So with the bus only taking that was kind of wacky. Anyways, with the bus taking 5.5 hours instead of just 4, it's only an extra hour and a half, and it's like $80 cheap. Okay, that is definitely a bug because that is the second time that has happened. I think I end up like when the like stair shifts, like cause I'm still holding shift the whole time, but it kind of acts like I don't and do. Yeah, the seat quality is just those I don't know really how to describe it, but they're just kind of like those older like seats from like old ass buses, but they're comfy, and that's really what matters honestly, that they're comfortable. Like I can actually like legitimately like stomach like sitting on them for 5.5 hours straight. Like I did not get up to do anything. Yeah, it's weird with slabs and stairs sometimes. Honestly, like it's fine. It's not too big a deal, but it's just kind of quirky. Let's just get the rest of this done. I'll probably be here for today. Yeah, bus rides, they're not really too bad. I didn't really mind it. Somebody was being loud on their phone for like the last like hour and a half, which they weren't too loud, but it was loud enough to be just a little annoying. And we're gonna be replacing these walls as well but it's honestly not too big a deal. And when the fuck did you get here? Welcome, I guess, but okay. Jackass. Guess we got a wandering trader now. That's cool. Not really important, but we'll see if he has a Nautilus shells, and if he does it, he dies. So it's a fair enough trade-off, I'd have to say. And we'll put in the rest of the stairs and all that. So that's the only like really like nice thing they sell are those Nautilus shells. Yeah, it is big pressure for him, but historically he's failed like 95% of this time, so it's a death sentence pretty much, and that's the funny part. And yeah, you can't really do a lot. That is slabbed up already. We just need to go around and make sure we get our lighting reinstalled here. I know it's still torch spam, but I'm still working on actually getting lighting at some point. Not really too big on my bucket list, so I haven't really been too concerned with it. I will be one day, but it's just not today. What do you got? Oh, guess who dies? Yeah, get the hell out of here. I don't even need the leads anymore. Here we go. And we just need to go back through this side here with some more deep slate tile to be able to finish this part up. We actually might run a little short, so we'll have to head back to. And I also need to redo some of the walls and all that. Thought it looked pretty good. Exactly, like there. Well, I mean, it's a swamp shore, but it's close enough to the seashore. But imagine that selling seashells by the seashore. It's a shame too. I actually do want more Nautilus shells. Well, I always want more Nautilus shells because I can never have enough of them in case I ever want more conduits. But it still would be good to have like a nice surplus of them in the future. I'll go ahead and pop these down, and we'll go ahead and go get some more deep slate stuff here. I'll have to go make more tiles and more slabs, so we'll just get rid of what we can for these slabs up here. There we go. And we'll probably... How did I put the scaffolding away? I might have. Because we're also going to redo the inner staircase blocks here, while I'm still thinking of. Okay, I don't think it's really too hard. Just kind of going around, placing some stuff. Yeah, there we go. It's better. And, you know, we just got the odd cobblestone here and there to fix up again, but it's nothing too hard to do. Yeah, it's looking pretty good with actually having a different colored roof, so I'm pretty happy with it. I'll have to put in a fence gate here, honestly, so we'll just get rid of this. I think what we'll do is we'll use stone or deep slate brick like walls for these parts, just to add some more like variety. And then, you know, we need more tiles and we need more slabs, like tile slabs. So we'll just go ahead and run back and mainly just make like, oh, I'd say half a stack of deep slate tiles should probably be okay, and then another half stack of tiles. And then we make the other half stack of slabs. And then we'll make these the brick walls. There we go. That should be a pretty reasonable amount of stuff, so we'll see how that goes. But we should be close to wrapping up here for today. There's not really a whole bunch left to do for the moment. Or that I really want to do. So that was a wall that shouldn't have been broken. Shoot. There we go, that should be fine. There we go. And we're just going to go ahead and swap all these out up here. We can leave a lot of this cobblestone in for now, just because I don't really need to replace it because it's all hidden. So it should be hidden. We can always come back and do it later too if it's not really hidden. But it should be pretty fine. Just the right amount of stuff. A little bit extra, that's great though. So we need to head up to the attic part and go ahead and switch out some of this. Go. Like these parts here, for example, this would be like the perfect parts to just switch out with slabs and all that. Oh, we will be doing that later tomorrow. I guess I could do it later today. I'm just a little kind of out of it right now, so we'll see. I don't know. Probably not. I always change it up to be something else too. It's just good to have it as deep slate just as a placeholder thing, but to be honest, I don't even particularly dislike it as like cobblestone or nothing for these like kind of inside parts. Could be a lot worse. We'll see how that looks from the outside, by the way, so don't worry too much about that for now. I think that's pretty much it. We'll check on the outside parts just to make sure nothing looks too ugly or anything like that with the way these bulk out. You really can't tell, but even if you could, they do add a little bit of extra depth, so it's honestly passable. And that one's pretty passable as well, too. Alright, yeah, I think we're good. Did what I wanted to do, swapped out the roof. Next time we will be switching out some more stuff. As in, namely, we're going to get rid of all the cobblestone exterior, and we're going to switch it out with stone bricks and other like stone brick variants. All this will be stone brick, and then we'll just kind of like texture it and detail it with cracked stone brick, mossy ones here and there. We'll fix this window up at some point. Otherwise, we should be pretty good. So let's do a quick little flyby. We'll go do a little vibe check on a lot of the farms, and then we'll probably call it a day. So let's see what we have to work with. That is already significantly better, and I don't even have to look at it for too long to know that color contrast is a lot better. Yep, there we go. Window is very ugly, extremely ugly. It just simply does not work because it's too small and awkward. So either it's just going to go, or we're going to redo it to be something different. But it needs to at least be either wider, there needs to be two of them, or it needs to be taller. We'll figure it out later. I do not care right now. But having it be a different color for the roof, and again, we'll add in some stuff to break it up here and there at some point. Like we'll add in some patches, maybe of like cobbled deep slate like stairs, just to add some like different like variety with the color and all that. It's pretty good. Shape's still good. We need to replace this with stone brick, and we'll do another little. My keyboard's being a little bit slow. There we go. But yeah, it's still a very good shape, and it's still got some nice depth up here. We should be able to see it pretty nicely from the skyscraper bit up here. Or not skyscraper, the lighthouse. There, in fact, if I do something... Yeah, that's looking pretty sweet right there. The glass does look too modern for the build, that is true. Well, especially the one on the other side that you can't see right now. I think these two I can kind of get away with. They need to be redone. Maybe they need to be stained glass panes as well, or something to that effect. But I do definitely want windows on the ends here. Maybe just smaller ones too. I don't know quite yet. I'll figure it out. But the one on the other side definitely does probably need to go, or something needs to change with it. So I'll figure that one out later. But just changing the colors already helped out massively. So And there's still more to be done and whatnot, but just doing just that little bit of extra work did actually help out quite a bit. So, but it's good for now. I can always work on it more tomorrow and all. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and take a quick little peek out at the iron farm, poker shop farm. See what we're working. Should have a nice little extra of it. Oh, it actually has been making extra. It's just been weird. The other side might look good with fence post. I mean, yeah, the shape is good, but I'm gonna pop back over there in a little bit just so you can. Well, you can't exactly show me, but if you can point me more in the right direction for the fence post, that would probably help out a lot too. Because I'm kind of curious what you mean by that. That's a nice little bit of shells. And we'll go check on the gunpowder farm just to make sure nothing's getting too overcrowded in any of these storage bits. So, which nothing really should be. I gave like plenty of extra storage. Hell, we've actually been underground a little bit too long, so it doesn't. Nothing's really produced a lot. But let me head back over here for some of the fence posts. Because it'll be a little bit weird. 'Cause I don't know where specifically. Well, it might it's either these or some of these support beams, or is it more some of like this stuff? Maybe I could do some more like lattice work with fence post on certain parts, but don't quite. Oh wait, maybe for the windows that could be good too, or iron bars instead. I don't know, but I'll have to kind of look into it a little bit more. I just don't know where specifically you were talking about with the fences and all that. I'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. Oh yeah, instead of the glass, like either this glass or this glass, but either way, especially this glass up here with it being panes and with it being flat would work a lot more. But the actual oh, the bottom section, yeah. See that part's a little bit weird because the whole reason this is like this specifically is because it's all there's no corners on anything. So having actual fences, I think it could be okay. I could still cut corners on it. I just don't know how I would. Well, I don't have to not know how I can feel. I can test it out right now. Oh, hang on. Give me a second here. Let's see what do we got. Make some of these. Make some more of those. There we go. 9 should be good enough for right now, just to kind of prove a concept. I definitely do need to make this either wider or taller. Like something's got to change if I still want some kind of like window or something like that here. If it's something like this, it might technically be okay. I could actually have a I could have a part of it here that bulges out, like that bulges some of the cobblestone or soon to be stone brick parts to like bulge out and meet up here. So it's like completely open over here. It's just like a little like kind of like outdoor thing, like right. Well, maybe. Hell, there doesn't even really need to be anything outside. But I would like there to be something outside. But it's not a necessity. It's not a total deal breaker. But I'll have to probably play around with it just a little bit more here. What we can probably do is a little something like this. And maybe Phantom. It's gonna ding me here in a moment, so there they are. Yeah, you can't get out. Yeah, you're not so smart, are you, little fuckface? Yeah, get out of here. I think we'll try. Well, actually, we need to kind of cut all this away just so I have a clean slate to work with. Got enough space. I need some of this gone so I can walk around just a little bit more. Yeah, but you can kind of already see like what I'm roughly going for in terms of just kind of like rough idea. So like we would have like a kind of other overhang here, and then we'll do like other deep slate, like tiling for the roof and all that. I'll figure it out here. There we go. Should be a nicer shape. I just need to make sure too they can't like fall off by accident or nothing and kill themselves again. But I think this could be a fair shape. Probably could be okay. Oh, I mean they're fine. They're just little mosquitoes, but they're still like annoying, but they're not like they just don't hurt. They're just annoying is all, but they definitely do suck. Oh, if I just had like one more, I not again already. I thought I had more time. Yeah, get out. Oh well, now there's like 3 of them. I'm starting to think this might be a me thing of not sleeping as much as I should. Gone with you. But yeah, now they're dead. Oh, but see, this just looks goofy now. Fuck. We were so close to perfection, and for what? Now there's nothing. Unless I match the actual landscape with the oh god, I'm actually gonna have to do that, aren't I? Okay, because you can see what I'm trying to do here. Like we already have the support beam there, we got the other one there, we'd have another one right about here, right? And it would look great, and it would look very cool. And it would be nice and evenly spaced. Well, if we wanted it to be evenly spaced, that's where that one would actually go. But my point is, we got enough here that we can do to work with, where this would still probably look pretty cool, would not look too ugly, and would, I might be able to get away with redoing a little bit. Hang on. I think I could do it. I just, because if I wanted to do this like even more, like just better, even more, but you know what I mean. But if I wanted to do this even better, I would have to like re-terraform a lot of this stuff. Use blocks for structural beams and fence between. Oh, I get what you're talking about. I've actually done that before down below, where I use like stone or like cobblestone walls here, and then I would use fences. It's just weirder at these parts because like it's so thin here. Like there's not a lot for it to support, so I don't really have to this time around. That is something I will probably do just because at some point, but it's not something I have to do like I had to do before. Like if this was like any taller, then I honestly probably would, but I honestly don't really. Oh my god! Whoa! Incredible. I think I can get away with doing this. And we're just having these marked out just as like temporary placeholder things. But I think this could be good. Um, Still need a little bit of stuff. So this would be the other kind of midpoint part, if you see what I'm doing. So if I dug into there just a little bit, that is not what I meant to do. And we can always redo some of these sections, but you can kind of see what I'm getting ready to do. Here we go. Oh, and that'll be another thing for the warden too, but this should be centered now. And then I can go ahead and eke back up with the like all I have to do now is just put in some like stairs and like basic slab work or whatever around here, which I need more cobbled deep slate for. Damn it. We'll go over and get some of that then, I guess. Well, let's actually take a look at the shape. We'll go ahead and put the roof on too, just while I'm at it. Just not quite right now. Not this very second. And I do like the idea of it. So we'll get the rest of the roof in place. I think just having that little extra bulge helps because you were right. Having that glass there it was fine, but it wasn't nothing like that good, and it did feel a little weird and out of place. But I think just doing a little bit more here with just making sure we get the rest of the roof in, that should help out quite a lot more. I think the actual like shape and the idea of it was good. I just need to get that little roof bit in place and maybe do a little bit of a touch up here and there, and then it could honestly be that too. And I also need to throw out some stuff before I forget. Like we got all this like grass and whatnot. That's kind of useless. So we'll just get rid of that and that, and that's pretty much fine. I think that'll help out a look. Yeah, that glass did actually draw a little bit too much attention. It's fine on the end pieces and all that there, but that part specifically was a little weird. I knew I wanted that to be open, or like just something different to break it up, but glass definitely was not really it there. But having it be like a nice little open bit like that should honestly be pretty reasonable. So we'll just get some cobbled deep slate and we'll go make a nice bit of stairs and slabs and tiles and all that stuff. But it honestly shouldn't really be too hard or too bad. And there should be enough of a bulge there for the shape and for an overhang too. That's nothing really. We got a stack and 44, that should be plenty for now. So we'll go ahead and turn probably half a stack into stairs and make a half a stack of slabs and then like half a stack of actual like bricks or tiles. So stack of stairs, tiles, and then we'll just do this half of slabs. There we go. That should be reasonable. And then we have that little extra bit just in case something doesn't actually work out or I need more of one thing. I don't have to keep going up and down too often at least. So I need my scaffolding back as well. We're also going to bulk these out by one a little bit to meet up with this a little bit better. And then we're just gonna go grab our scaffolding. You know, I can always like redo some of these parts as well. None of this is like permanent or nothing. It's just good to kind of get some ideas out there and change it as needed later on. That's good. Yeah, that should be reasonable. Go ahead. I think up to there should be a fair distance, so don't need to do anything. I will probably not run out of stairs, but we'll find out. Oh, no, just the right amount. Something like that. And then we can just do a bunch of these for now. And the reason I also made some of these extra tiles as well, because I think I should connect up, like, you know, where these parts are, I think I should probably connect these up as well. Go ahead and, something like, well, not all of them, but enough of them. Well, if I don't like this, I'll just tear these little bits down, but otherwise it's really not too. And perfect amount. I will not be getting rid of this part, so if this part doesn't look good, I'll get rid of a little bit of that. I think this should be fine enough for now. Like I'll probably revise some of it honestly like next time, but I'm kind of getting really tired, so let's just take a quick little peek. It's too much black, so we actually do need to chop away that little bit. That's too dark, but that strip of cobble did look better, honestly, yeah. And again, it'll get switched out to stone bricks and whatnot. But I do like the extra, like, bulge, but yeah, the cobble definitely does look a lot nicer, so we'll just go ahead and cut out the extra little bit of deep slate and whatnot that we've just kind of had. Be too hard to remember where it is. And we'll put all this back too. Alright, let's see how we're looking from here now. Alright, yep, that is definitely a lot nicer. We'll probably go down a little bit more just to look, but I think, yeah, that's a lot better. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. We can touch up some, stuff more here and there. But it's a lot better than having that glass there, and it adds some like much needed like actual like depth to like this stuff, and it just looks cooler too, to be honest. So I don't think it's complete quite yet, but it is definitely a very big step in the right direction. It's pretty much done. It's not completely done, but at the same time, I also can't particularly think of anything I would like to change for now. So it is still looking really good, but until I like think of something better to change with it, it's pretty much like final in terms of like shape. So all we'd have to do is just put in some stone bricks. We texture it a little bit here and there with some different stuff, and then we're pretty much good with this house. And then we can move on. I said I wasn't really gonna do the exteriors until after, but this was just one of those ones that is probably like a really good like test run to do first, and then do some stuff. But we'll go ahead and update the maps really quickly, and I'll probably go ahead and for tonight. Let's just go ahead and see. You can already see it start to change. It's weird how it changed. The shape still looks pretty cool too. It's still like actually got that nice curve. You can definitely tell where it bulks, but still not bad. And let's see if I can't get a better angle of this or something. We'll have to go and take a nice picture of it before the phantoms come in and ruin it again. I like taking a picture of these at night because the lighting tends to pull at me. Yeah, that's looking pretty nice. Hang on. We'll wait for the sun to set a little bit more and then we'll actually... Oh, I actually do have a birch forest right here. I was Frank, I'm guessing, hopped off for the night, but I was talking with him too. I'm gonna make a custom birch forest out of spite because they cut the old one, or they cut the concept art, which was still just concept art. But because I have a birch forest right here and it's not doing me any favors, I'll probably just make my own or something based off the concept art. Can't add nothing new to it like those fungi that grow off the side of the trees or nothing, but I can certainly like make the taller trees with some of the branches that stick out here and there. It'd be good to learn how to make like custom trees anyway. So it all works out, you know. But we'll go ahead and change a couple of things, mainly that for now. So weird having a tighter FOV like that. It's kind of quirky, but nothing too bad. Now nothing near me. We're just gonna wait for the sun to set just a little bit more here. We are on day 699, actually getting ready to go into day 700, so that's pretty cool. So we'll take a nice picture of this, and then hey, day 700. Nope, that is too much of an FOV. 50 would be more. Oh, that is ominous, the way it kind of like peeks in the view like that. And we'll go ahead and get one without the beacon beam here, so let's just go ahead and just cover this up. It won't be covered up for too long, we just need a little bit. But it's kind of cool seeing it like the mountainside like fade into view because of the fog and all that. I like that. I mean, look at that, yeah. That's pretty wicked. Alright, a couple of things. That needs to go back. I need to peek down into here, get rid of the wood here so we get our beacon beam back, and then we'll go ahead and sleep in the bed. There we go. These can get switched out. And we're back in the bed, and I'll get rid of this shulker box here. And I gotta save these screenshots as well. This is just all that other stuff, so we'll keep that on me. But hey, we did it. Day 700 now, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, we'll go ahead and save that. And we got a zombie pigman I need to go take care of. Here we go. Save that. Sweet. And yeah, it is a good achievement. We're getting pretty close to day 1000. That's pretty nifty too. The original plan was to have that sphere built by day 1000. That is almost certainly not going to happen now because it's between waiting for 1.19 and also I'm tired of building it for now. Probably won't happen. Not that big of a deal that it won't happen, but it won't happen by day 1000 specifically. It will get built, just not as quickly as I would have liked, but again, not too bad. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call it there for today because I am getting pretty tired. But yeah, it was a very ambitious project. If I die before that thing's finished, it's not getting rebuilt in another world. Like once it's gone, it's gone because that was a horrible idea, and I do not recommend doing that because it was too big. But yeah, either way, thanks again for joining, Jake, and thanks to everybody else for watching. And I hope to see you guys again here pretty soon. But yeah, good night and good luck.